Big first half for Milwaukee. Had 21 from Middleton, 16 from Brook Lopez. Double digits off the bench for Pat Connaughton as Tobias Harris unable to hit first shot of this second half.
And I agree with our halftime crew. And what Shaq said is you see the travel right there by Giannis shuffling the feet a little bit. That I think the success of Milwaukee came tonight because they let Giannis just play himself into the game.
What Milwaukee had last year on their team, guys like Bledsoe, Brown, Ilyasova, Korver, George Hill was a buck. They got into the season and flipped a couple of key role players. Torrey Craig out, DJ Augustine out. They brought in PJ Tucker. They brought in Jeff Teague. I mean, they are really changing their roster on the fly, knowing that as the #1 seed last year, making those adjustments under John Horst, the GM, and Mike Budenholzer.
Speaking of adjustments, how about that adjustment on the Euro stepping? And let's remember, too, the Bucks, they wanted to keep their MVP free agent in Antetokounmpo, so it was a proof of process right there where they had to earn that trust with new personnel as well.
George Hill, little floater is good. Course 6 in place for the Bucks, let's call them. You got the 5 starters and then Pat Connaughton, but then an overhaul on the bench. Bobby Portis has been a huge addition for Milwaukee. Giannis gets his own. Harris couldn't quite corral it. That's going to be Milwaukee ball with swept Portland. Drew Holiday averaged 24 a game that year. And he is a prime reason why the Bucks are so excited. Suddenly Philadelphia inching their way back, down 12. Lopez had the hot hand in the first half, comes up short. Here's Danny Green. DiVincenzo guarding him. DiVincenzo, an excellent defender. Giannis on Harris. They switch it. Now it's Middleton looking for Embiid. Embiid had 15 in the second quarter. Goes to work, gets the rip through and a foul, and free throws. Point game. Bucks in the lead with a ball.
It's been so fun watching Embiid because really what it means is that no matter how much the game evolves and the players are so good and just so skilled that you still need the basics inside and out. And even though you have a guy like Lopez there stretching the floor, it's really good to see both of them.
The Eastern Conference Player of the Month in January. Missed 10 games, had that left knee bruise. That's been the real difference in his game, the way he shot the ball, the playmaking. Chris talked about it earlier in the broadcast. Ball's in his hands a lot more. And Embiid has really opened up his game, and he gives a lot of credit to.
I think the greatest trait of the MVP is not scoring the most, is not the most rebounds, but it's who, by just the sheer fact that on his team, makes players better. And Embiid does that. Whether he's shooting outside, whether he's getting others involved, Jokic does that. We know that by his assist numbers and his scoring numbers. And so these MVPs are doing it all. Just like this one.
About a block and a half a game. Giannis forced into a long 2, and he knocks it down over Embiid. And if they match up in the playoffs, that'll be something to watch. It looked like it was all set a couple of years ago, didn't it? With the Sixers and the Bucks on a collision course for the Eastern Conference Finals, but Kawhi Leonard and the Raptors had something to say about that. There goes DiVincenzo. Wisely gives it up. Middleton for 3. Got it. That's a good start for him as Tobias Harris knocks down another 2. Harris having a career year. Off to a good start in this third quarter. Giannis, and that was denied again by Embiid. Embiid taking on the defensive challenge with Antetokounmpo. Antetokounmpo gets it back, kept alive by Holiday. There's a foul, and free throws for the Greek Freak. Those who are in favor of Jokic for MVP, that Embiid does bring a great presence on the defensive end while he scores 30 per game. That one coming up short. I think that right shoulder's giving him some trouble. Giannis, they cleared out for him. Giannis goes to work. Oh, and a strong finish by Giannis.
That every time we make a comment about one player that I have to defend the player that's not here. And that player in this conversation is Jokic, and he's saying, what more do I have to do? We've lost Murray. I score. I get guys involved. You've seen that if I don't play, our team may not make the playoffs. And I think all those things come into conversation, and 2 paperweights at the house, I call them MVP trophies. And, you know, you can have a discussion. So whoever gets it will be able to sit at the table with Giannis.
Well, and Giannis winning MVP and Defensive Player of the Year last year. So one of the great feats in the game, only MJ and Akeem to ever do that in the same season. There's a friendly bounce, and the Sixers with 74 points here, 5:52 left, but the Bucks with 91. Embiid with a block but a foul, and Embiid, Milwaukee Bucks. There is a little more urgency right now for Milwaukee. I mean, the three top teams in the East, Chris, are pretty well determined, barring a major collapse, but it's going to be Philadelphia, Brooklyn, and Milwaukee. The Bucks right now are 3 games back of the Sixers in the loss column. They're sitting 3rd. You got the Nets at a half game back of Philadelphia. Here's Seth Curry, nice find, and in the corner, Seth Curry knocks down a 3-point. Giannis again gets in there strong, and a left-handed jam for Giannis out of the...
This normally with the Bud Ball coach team, and that is you see Giannis at the top of the key where everyone can put their eyes on him, build a wall. Now he's in that mellow space, that 15-foot off of the post where you can't check anyone because the double team comes. I can shoot over it.